It's an unremarkable morning. Gray, dreary, and cold. The hustle of the city only slightly raising the temperature, but still making me feel unbearably trapped. If I didn't have business here to finish, I would be happily in the sky, above it all. Away from this mess of a city. I just need to get to the public house, get my assignment, then I can get back to the sky. How many times have I said this to myself? Too many, I would think. The pub is quite a ways away from the skyport. I could have taken a carriage, but I'd rather not raise suspicion whenever possible. Men's clothes today, which is nothing odd to me. I prefer to dress this way whenever I can. I feel much more comfortable in an impeccable frock coat, well-pressed trousers, and a sensible bowler hat. I just have trouble changing my voice to fit the suit when I'm nervous. So, hailing a hackney would give me away much too quickly. Crowds of people are not my strong suit. I abhor it, actually. The feeling of being too close to people I don't know. The need to jostle past them to get to my destination. And the eyes. Always the eyes. Once in a while, I get a glance in my direction, which is not a problem at all. It's when the eyes linger for a little too long. Longer than necessary. That is what gets my guard up. I'm paranoid, I'm sure. But you would be too if you were in my line of work. All right. I made it to the pub. I need a really stiff drink to soften my nerves. Had I better prepared, the crowds would not have bothered me so much. When I do prepare, I can be quite formidable in a crowd. I can weave through crowds of people like smoke when I'm focused and calm. That ability eludes me today. I was caught off guard by the mechanical messenger beacon that just landed on the deck table in the middle of the airship.
Immediate descent required,
it said. A place and time were noted on the scroll in the beacon's claw. And the stupid thing went and broke Mr. Taylor's sextant when it landed. We'll have to get him a new one to replace it. Or, rather, she will have to replace it. I walk into the dark, smoky public house and pull up a stool at the bar. Less looks here. People's intentions here are the same as mine. No one wants to be bothered. I reach into my coat pocket and pull out a few coins. Truth be told, I can never remember what they are called in this country. Traveling so much and trying to remember so many protocols leads to small bits of information being left by the wayside. Honestly, if it looks like more than enough, it really doesn't matter what it's called. Money speaks louder than words. Slamming the money down on the bar gets the barkeep's attention. He walks over to me slow enough, and with a gruff, takes the money. Whiskey, please. Get it together. Who says please in a place like this? Luckily, the barkeep didn't regard this. He nods and drops a glass in front of me, pours a generous amount of dark liquid from a large bottle, and walks away. I pick up my glass to drink down the holy nectar of the gods, when I notice the presence sitting next to me. You always drink on the job. I'm not on the job. Yet. I'm not looking at him. The glass is still hovering in my hand in the air, yet to be drunk. I can see out of the corner of my eye. He's twirling his empty glass on the table. I could ask you the same question. It's been empty this whole time. You can't prove that I drank anything. Fair. That's fair. He tests my patience. So, where am I going now? He stops twirling the glass. Who said you were going anywhere? Cryptic. Okay. There's always somewhere to go. Someone to take care of. I know I wasn't called down here for a chat. Why did his uniform annoy me so much today? So, tell me what the assignment is so I can be on my merry way. Well, you better tie down your ship, since, like I said, who said you were going anywhere? Then it dawned on me. I recognize this line all too well. You're not serious. I am. What he's suggesting is an inside job. An undercover inside job. Gosh damn it! This is nothing new to me. I've had this quite a few times. And I despise every single one of them. They require me to be personable and charming and interacting with people I rather not interact with. No, absolutely not. Now, Judith. Captain SmithHorne, thank you. I wasn't asking you. I'm telling you. This is a very delicate assignment, and HM specifically asked for you. Well, of course you had to oblige, being one of her loyal guard dogs. But why didn't she ask you, then? I've got my orders, and one of them is to secure you. I've done this so many times before. Which is why HM wants you involved. Which is why I don't want to do it anymore. Maybe stop being so good at it. And HM wouldn't constantly want to hire you. He got me there. All right. What the hell is it this time? It's simple this time. No tricks, no spies. Just a ball. A ball? Oh, fine. Please tell me I'm masquerading as a servant. Oh, no. You will be a guest. A guest. I'm guessing that... She has requested that you dress more in the feminine vein. She wants me to play the woman this time. Precisely. You're enjoying this way too much. Life on the ground can be just as exciting as life in the sky. Suddenly, I've developed an incredible migraine. I've left the pub, eager to put some distance between myself and the guard dog. Though not without downing my drink in one gulp and nodding my head in acceptance of the assignment. This is not going to be fun. A ball as a guest in women's clothes. Now, I am perfectly comfortable in women's clothing, as that is what I am, but I wish wearing men's clothing would be more of a widespread trend. I'm not the first woman to wear men's clothes, and I won't be the last. And frankly, I'd play a man very well at a ball. I would have control of the situation. When I have control of the situation, I can be very charming. But in women's clothing, I feel like I have no control. I must work much harder to get that control back. Nonetheless, planning must commence, and I must get my gown out of the storage trunk. A season old won't raise too much ire with her loveliness, but I must be as neat as a pin if I'm going to complete the assignment to satisfactory means. I do feel much better going back to the ship, back home. If only we could take off as soon as I got there. For a moment, I admire the beauty of my ship. She is large and imposing, but she floats on air like a feather. Papillon de Fer was a perfect name for her. I'm lost in my thoughts, and I'm nearly knocked over by the large hulking man pulling the docking lines off the ship. Not his fault. I tend to be easy to miss when I'm trying not to be noticed. "Watch where you're going, the man starts to say. Then, the words died on his tongue when he looked at me. I'm sorry, Captain. I didn't realize it was you." Is that how you always answer someone who happens to be in your vicinity, Mr. Sweeney? I was not having it that day. He normally has a kind and gentle demeanor despite his size. I couldn't believe he'd talk to a stranger so crass.
"No, it's just, you see..."
He stumbled and stuttered, trying to answer me. So I decided to let him off the hook. "It's fine. Never mind. I expect it hasn't been a good day, has it?"
"No, Captain, it hasn't."
His eyes became fixed on the ground. "This job will be more than helpful to your wife and daughter. I promise you that." I wanted to lift his spirits. I know Sweeney has been on edge for the last few weeks. Time away from his family does that to him. But what is a family man to do? He needs to do what he can to provide for his family. He rallied.
"A big one then, Captain."
"Oh, yes. You might as well tell the others we'll be staying a few nights."
"Staying, Captain?"
"We don't normally stay." Mr. Taylor came down from the gangplank, still cuddling his broken sextant. I really need to replace that for him, sooner rather than later. "That's right, staying. A much longer and larger affair than we're used to, and this is mostly solo on my part."
"Why must we stay?"
Mr. Taylor asked. I expect he's worried about this. "Her Majesty's orders."